Hi there, welcome to the Brown Lounge. I'm Holly Brown, and today I have with me Renan Richardson. Renan is with Convertible Caravans. She's not only a director in the company, but she also runs some of their terrific tours in Europe. And Renan comes to us from Greece, where she lives and where she cooks Greek food and eats Greek food, and she's here to share some wonderful Greek recipes from the tours that she takes people on in Greece. So tell me a little bit about Convertible Caravans and what kind of experience people will have on your tours that's unique. I mean, one of the things I know that I'm just really excited about, because I'm going to take one of these tours, is that you lead people in their cars independently, but they have a concierge to take them wherever they go. So they can't get lost, and they always have someone to help them out or help them sort of figure out where they want to go if they want to do something special on their own, right?
Exactly, Holly. We found that a lot of people, they don't really want to be on the bus tour. So we've devised a very unique concept of visiting the world in that each one has their own car, they have their own GPS. As you mentioned, we have a concierge, we call them the caravan concierge in front. And we set your GPSs every day. We go to visit some very off the beaten track sites. We're also going to have a lot of cooking, tasting wines, of course, because we believe the five senses are very important.
That sounds fantastic. So we're going to basically create a menu of Greek food. The main thing we're going to make is this wonderful Greek grilled lamb with a vegetable orzo sort of saute, which is delicious, and a red wine reduction. And that's what we're going to show you how to make today. But in addition, we have the recipe for the Greek cake. How do you say that?
Ravani.
Ravani.
And it's ravenish?
Yes, yes. It's really delicious. It's made with almonds and semolina, really rich and delicious. And then we've also got some tapas mezzo plates that we're going to have on the Brown Lounge as well. And you can get those recipes on thebrownlounge.com. But all of these recipes come from restaurants and places that you'll experience.
These are all the hotels and the restaurants that we'll be staying in. The lamb is coming from Kinsterna, which is a beautiful old restored Byzantine palace in the south of Greece, where we actually have cooking classes. Our tomato fritters are coming from Selene, beautiful cooking school in Santorini, a very unique place.
That sounds fantastic. Well, if you can't go to Greece just yet, you can experience it in your own kitchen with some of these wonderful recipes that Renan and I are going to cook together. But of course, if you do want to go to Greece or Italy or France or any of the other wonderful places that you can go, take a Convertible Caravans tour, and Renan actually might even be your guide on one of them.
We look forward to having you.
Okay, let's get started.
Okay.
So Renan, the first part of this meal is something I love because I love orzo and I just love a fresh vegetable saute. But you were telling me in Greece, you know, pasta is pretty much a staple with the meat. Is that right?
Very much, because it's very easy to keep. I mean, you have to understand, in those days, they didn't have the systems of refrigeration that we're used to these days. Many places, potatoes are not easily grown, so pasta, like a lot of the Mediterranean bases, is a very basic staple.
Right.
We have meat and potatoes. In Europe, we have pasta.
Well, I prefer it, actually. I love pasta. And you were actually saying that in Greece, you don't have boxed vegetable stock, right? You make your own stock and then you keep
tomato
it.
sauce, yes. I put up 52
I love that
jars
idea.
of tomato sauce every year.
You do?
Yes.
52? Oh my gosh.
One for every day of the week.
Well, when I saw this recipe and I tried it myself, I just loved it because the carrots make it so sweet. It's super simple to make.
Yes.
It cooks fast, and I also love the fact that you cook the orzo right in the pan. So you're not boiling the orzo separately, although you could if you wanted to. But it's much better to just cook it in the stock with the wine, with the vegetables and the oil right on the pan. So we're just going to chop up these vegetables really finely. We're going to saute them in the pan, and then we're going to cook the orzo. It cooks in about 5 minutes, right in the stock, right on the stove. So we'll show you how that goes, and then we'll move on to lamb and red wine reduction sauce. Okay, let's get this going. I've got my saute pan up to about medium heat. I'm just giving a nice drizzle of extra virgin olive oil in the pan. And then we're just going to quickly saute our vegetables, starting with our onions, and get a little softened. Cook those down a little bit. When those get a little soft, we'll put the vegetables in. Okay, let's get our veggies in there. Give them some time to cook down. Little mushrooms. We've got also a little oregano in there just for a little flavor. Oh, that's starting to look really nice.
And smells.
And smells great. Okay. In just a moment, we'll add the white wine. And we just want to bring that room temperature liquid up to a boil before we add in the orzo. And the orzo will cook in about 3 minutes. And what's beautiful about this dish is the orzo just soaks up all of the flavors of the stock and the vegetables, which makes it wonderful. I mean, that is just the best. Okay, so our veggies and stock are boiling. I think I referred to my orzo as rice earlier, but no, we're using orzo, which is pasta. And but we're using the same proportions as, I think maybe that was what I was thinking, because we're using the same proportions that I always use in my rice, which is a cup of rice to 2 cups of water, or a cup of orzo to 2 cups of stock in a recipe like this, where you want the stock to soak up into the pasta. So here we are back at the stove again, making our red wine reduction sauce. So all we're going to do here is soften these shallots. This is about 1/2 of a shallot, finely chopped. And then when those soften up, we're going to add the mint. Okay, there we go. And this is about, I don't know, 10 to 12 or so leaves of mint, finely chopped. And actually, a wine reduction sauce is really low-cal. You don't have to add the butter if you don't want to at the end, but the butter gives it a very rich, very glossy look, which is nice. So we're going to put about 1/2 cup. That'll feed about 4 people. If you're doing more, just do a cup. And what you want is this sauce, the wine, to reduce to about 50% of its volume. And it'll be thick and rich and delicious and ready to pour right over, I should say drizzle, we're not going to pour, we're going to drizzle our reduction sauce over our grilled lamb. Okay, so you can see it's reduced down to about 1/2 of its volume, almost 1/2, and it's getting thicker. So we're going to put 1 to 2 tablespoons of butter in, and that'll just make it even thicker, and it'll give it that really pretty glossy finish, as you can even see right now as it's starting to melt into the wine sauce. So this is my favorite part because I love lamb, and we're going to marinate this lamb in wonderful mint olive oil. So, and you're going to show us a little special technique, right? The Greeks love their garlic, right?
Oh yes.
So what are we going to do here?
Well, the first thing we're going to do is we've taken the mint and we've chopped it very fine so we can put it on top of the lamb after we have the mint. We also have the garlic.
Okay, so tell us what you did. This is your super Greek technique.
Every house comes with a garlic press. Or if you don't have a garlic press, you do the old standby where we have your wax paper or parchment paper, as you call it. You have very big garlics. Our garlics are probably about this big, so we're just going to use 2 small pieces.
Renan says everything's big in the U.S.
Big. Just big hearts even.
Big hearts too.
So we just take a mallet, a bottle, anything.
A rock.
A rock. Just going to pound it. Very nice and flat. Because it's on the wax paper, you don't need another plate. And then you're just going to chop it up very finely. And we have crushed garlic.
You do not need a garlic press.
No.
Okay, fabulous, fabulous. So this is a wonderful way that makes it very easy to marinate your meat. You want to actually do this 2 or 3 hours before you barbecue it, just to let all of those flavors settle in. But you can also make a paste out of the garlic and mint and just smother that on too with the olive oil.
Whatever's easier.
And whatever you want to do, right? So we're going to let this marinate for about, like I said, about 2 hours. I mean, if you don't have that much time, don't worry about it. And then we're going to throw it on the grill. Okay, we're ready for our last step, which is to get the lamb on the grill. So we've got a heated grill, about 450 degrees, and our marinated French cut lamb chops are looking fabulous. And we're going to cook those about 3 minutes aside or so. We'll test them to make sure that they're delicious. You want your lamb to be a little bit pink on the inside. I think we're just about ready. Just want to make sure that when you touch the meat, it feels sort of like the texture of your skin. Firm, not too mushy. Renan, I'm so excited to be eating this dish at the Brown Lounge, but I would also love to experience it on one of your convertible caravans tours.
And we look forward to welcoming all of you.
All right, doesn't that look delicious? Okay, let's put some red wine reduction sauce on that, some orzo with vegetables, we're good to go. Okay, Renan, I'm hungry. The smell-o-vision is happening. This looks fabulous. It looks really fabulous. So let's put a little bit of this beautiful red wine reduction sauce on both the lamb and the orzo pasta, I think. Just a little bit. And that is going to be fabulous. Perfect. I'm so excited. So, as I said before, you can make this wonderful dish that's really inspired by a trip to Greece. We hope you'll go to Greece on convertible caravans with Renan and her team there. And if you can't, then just make this dish at home. What do you say?
Caliorix.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And don't forget the cake. Although Renan says you don't eat it after dinner, but in America we pretty much like the cake after dinner, so we're going to save it for
We'll have our cake and eat it too.
Okay, let's try this. It looks fabulous. Fabulous. Join us next time on thebrownlounge.com, and don't forget to check out convertiblecaravans.com. That's good. Finger looking good. Kentucky Fried.